Hello again, and I'm here with the last three dipping powders from EC Nails. And although I've already used all of them on my nails, and as you can see I'm rocking that one there and I absolutely love it, I'm going to do a quick tutorial on how they work with the base, top coat and activator on some nail tips I've previously prepared. So I'll just get everything ready and I'll be back. Okay, so I'm starting off with number 10. And I did notice when I done them that the black and the glitters, you would need ideally two of the base top and top, because they're very pigmented and they do leave some bits in the brush, but I can clean it. So I start off by rolling the powder, and it's coming across slightly orange on camera, but in person it is a beautiful red with a undertone of orange. So starting with the base coat first, apply a thin layer to the whole nail, and you'll see that I brush over the nail multiple times, and that is to make sure that the whole nail is covered and it is a thin layer. And then just dip it into the powder, tap off the excess, and you can see how highly pigmented these dip powders are. And I just wait for a bit just to let all that settle in. I'll just quickly show you this again. I'm going to be rocking that for Christmas and hopefully New Year. I've had it on for over a week already with no chipping or anything, and it's just beautiful. So then give it a quick dust just to get any excess powder that didn't possibly soak into the base. And then I get some extra tissue, and I'll show you why in a moment. And going with the base coat again, and another thin layer to cover the whole nail yet again. And again I brush right over to make sure it's completely covered, and a nice thin layer. And you can see the pickup in the brush, but I just wipe that on the tissue before I put it back into the bottle, and then a second dip. Now normally I would do 3 dips on my nails, but as these are on tips and is so highly pigmented, I'm only going to do 2 for the purpose of this video, and then seal everything with the activator and wipe the brush. And as you can see, that is a gorgeous, hopefully that's coming across now a bit more red, and I'm going to insert the picture now of when I had this on my nails. Okay, so now back to number 53, which is the one I'm rocking on my Cindy hand at the moment. But I just wanted to show you the application of the 4 glitter dip powders. So again, a thin layer of the base coat over the entire nail. And I'm going to wipe the brush because there is still some residue from the other one. And again, just dip. And as you can see at the moment, it looks nothing like what I'm wearing. But just wait and see, and you'll see the magic appear. I'm waiting again just to make sure that's all soaked in and dried on the nail. And then gently come in again with the little fluffy brush and give it a gentle wipe. I'm not sure if that's picking up on camera, but I can see some glitters actually coming off. So a second thin coat of the base coat to cover the entire nail. And this is why I said at the beginning that you would need ideally 2 of the base coat, because the glitter does leave in the brush. I'm going to do a dip and another dip. And again, it still looks like nothing that it doesn't look the same as what I'm rocking on my nails, but for this glitter one I will dip 3 times just to make sure everything is covered. So we'll just let that dry for a few moments again. So they are stunning little pots of glitter or dipping powder, be it the glitter finish or the cream finish. Another quick brush. The final layer, again a nice thin coat of the base all over the nail. You can see when I paint that on, it does resemble the same as what I'm rocking on my Cindy hand at the moment. Wipe the brush to get all them glitters out of it. One final dip. And that is total coverage. I'm going to let that set for a bit just before I put the activator on. But you'll notice with the activator, I do this a bit at a time on the glitters. And I wipe the brush each time before I put it back into the bottle. And then do one final coat all over. And again, I'll insert the picture, even though you can see it here. And finally to number 140. And the black is extremely pigmented. And again, you will see this when I paint over the thin layer of the base. And I'm glad it's pigmented because I didn't wipe the brush properly and it still has some glitter in it. But just watch with this first dip how pigmented this pot is. Just look at that, and that's just one dip. And I'm only, obviously because it is highly pigmented, going to be doing 2 dips on this tip, so we'll just let that sit for a bit before we give it a little brush with the dusty brush. And then we'll do one final layer of the base, one final dip and activate. And if you watch now with the brush, you can see how pigmented it is, that it does leave residue in the brush. You can use a brush cleaner, but as you can see, I always wipe the brush on tissue, clean tissue, before I put it back into the bottle, so it doesn't gunk up and make the base go all gloopy. But that is stunningly pigmented and such a deep, deep black. And again, I apply the activator like I do on the dip powder, on the glitter, sorry, because you can see. But again, just wipe the brush. And here's my picture now. So 3 stunning dip powders. You can find the link to my first video and everything you need in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.